He's described as a racer who likes to drive on the edge, takes risks, and is very tenacious. Remember his name because Miles Rowe, the first black champion of USF Pro 2000 in 2023, has his eyes on the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indy 500.
They've done a great job in allowing me to just focus on my driving and represent them.
At 23 years old, Miles represents the race team Force Indy.
I have a branding company, which is RLR Associates, started in 1994.
Founded in 2021 by owner Rod Reed. His face and name may not be familiar, but you likely know his creative and distinctive branding work at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, the Indianapolis Cultural Trail, and signage at the Indianapolis International Airport.
We create all the imagery and everything for NXG and for my race team, Force Indy.
Rod's fascination with racing began at age 17 when he was a yellow shirt at the Indy 500. While picking up trash and controlling traffic, it wasn't lost that very few people, from the drivers to the fans, looked like him, despite the color barrier being broken by race car driver and mechanic Charlie Wiggins.
Supposedly was the mechanic on some winning cars in the 30s, but they snuck him in as a janitor. So he couldn't officially be known as a mechanic for racing.
Because he was black, Wiggins was not allowed to stand in victory lane with his crewmates after helping to engineer the winning car for the 1934 Indy 500. It took 57 years later before Willie T. Ribbs became the first black man to drive in the 500, followed by George Mack in 2003.
But the biggest hurdle that I have is that people say, well, we can't find blacks. We want them in the sport, but we can't find them.
If someone ever says, well, we can't find people, you are literally, you're the incubator.
I'm the incubator, yeah. And
you're
my
like,
thing
I've
is,
got the people.
Or I consider myself the investigator. Let me go find them.
Yeah. He doesn't have to go far. Along with his friend, the late Charles Wilson, they founded the nonprofit NXG, Next Generation, with the sole purpose to introduce and train black and brown kids in motorsports.
We didn't have enough money to do all that. But we did take the dollars we had and bought go-karts. And we said, you know what, if we can set it up so that kids can come and have training, education with karting, which is the typical entree to most racers anyway.
But staying in motorsports,
when you get a kart, it's just a chassis. It comes with wheels but no tires. It does not come with a motor.
Takes a lot of money. $10,000 for just the go-kart and up to $70,000 a year racing in one.
If you go from karts to cars, meaning the lowest level of racing, you're going to spend $200,000 and $300,000 a year. And that's hard cash.
Rod is eliminating this huge financial barrier of pay to play with free access to the program where kids learn and grow.
I am forever grateful.
In all areas of the racing industry. Stuart Kelly was 12 years old when he joined NXG. Now, as a 30-year-old entrepreneur of Stu Kelly Motorsports,
where I sell parts for drift cars and design stuff for various race car builds.
His full-time job is with Penske Restoration.
I restore like the pace cars, any of the winning cars, like just this past year, Joseph Newgarden won the Indy 500. So that car gets prepped basically to be a show car or a potential runner for festivals and stuff like that.
There's so much joy in seeing former students as mechanics and parts of the pit crew staff. Violet Townsend came out of the program with sights in open wheel racing. And Destiny Spurlock is making noise as a professional motorcycle drag racer. About a third of NXG program recruits are young ladies. What keeps your emotional engine running, if you will? What gets you up every day?
I get such a thrill of seeing an 11 or 12-year-old come into our program and watch that little mind absorb some of the things we're saying.
Rod is making another pivotal turn with the NXG Youth Motorsports Campus, the first of its kind in the U.S., dedicated to training kids and providing competitions.
We want to do drone racing and drone soccer. We want to do RC car racing, things that will take their skills, those motor skills, the STEM education and technical skills, and give them an opportunity to use that and encourage them to go into STEM education careers.
The planned space will be located on 2 acres off Tibbs Avenue near the former Central Hospital with renovations to 4 buildings. The budget is $15 to $20 million, and your contributions are welcomed, along with volunteers.
So we spend some time on getting the volunteers up to speed, no pun intended, about the sport, and also about what it takes to work with young people.
In addition to that, this flag is going to be all the way around the track.
Success in life is dependent on access and support. Now in Indy and Detroit, Rod is looking to expand NXG in St. Louis and Nashville. He's intentionally providing opportunities across the nation to ensure everyone can chase their dreams.
To date, there are probably less than 20 people actively working in IndyCar that are black.
And increase diversity in motorsports.
As programs like this continue, and as more younger generations flood these different career paths and stuff like that, I think it'll become a thing where it's not about color. Everybody is
we're in it for the art,
everybody's
for the
in it for what we enjoy.
Here's roaring proof that investing in people early in life.
He's a good driver. He came from nothing and he was able to do this. It's just amazing.
Nets an exciting return paid back in gratitude.
Every time I think about it, it gives me tears.
And goals for all of us to cheer on.
Your dad says he believes you'll be here at the Indy 500 next summer. What do you think?
I think that's a great goal, actually.